Hello YouTubers, it's me again. So I thought I'd do a video on storage and packing. You see these questions on the Facebook astronomy groups or on cloudy nights on what people use as containers for OTAs or other equipment. So I thought I'd go over what I found works for me with that, and kind of go from there. I have a 8-inch Dob, which is not in here. It's by the kitchen door to get out real quick. Obviously, it doesn't need one, any type of thing, because it's big and it's 8-inch and it has the base. It's a Skywatcher Classic. But what I've got is I have two other. I have a Celestron Nexstar 6 SE, so it's a Schmidt Cassegrain, and then I have a Skywatcher EvoStar 80 ED refractor. That's my newest one, the refractor. I got it last December. So I'm going to cover those two on how I pack. So as you can see right here, I have a Celestron AVX mount. We'll cover this one here first, and then we'll do the 6 SE. So I do have a mount, the AVX. So I got the mount head. There's the the rings and the guide scope for my refractor. I just put it up there because I was gonna get it out and try to do some observing if the weather would ever cooperate. But I've got the AVX mount, and I've got the legs for the tripod. Also have the OTA and some other accessories. We'll cover that also. Some of the equipment, eyepieces and miscellaneous stuff like that. So what I've got for the mount, so the mount head, right? So this part here going up, it's kind of heavy. It's kind of funkified as far as the design. Of course, the rail and this stuff comes on. So this is the top. So what I use, or what I am using, is I bought one of these plastic tubs at Wally World at Walmart. It was pretty cheap. I think it was like $10 to $15 for this one. So this is a little bit thicker, and I use these. And so I'm using pillows as padding because I do not have the original foam that the AVX came in, because I bought this mount from another member of my club. So what I've got, while you're at Walmart, they've got tons of pillows, so just buy you a pillow there. And so I have a pillow at the bottom to provide a soft bottom, and I actually put the AVX head does go into this container, and so I'll place it in there, and then everything else that's mount related I'll put in here. So you can see I got my counterweight, my bar, my leg spreader, hand controller, and I put some other things in there. You can, quick ties, never know who you need to arrest, so you need to use quick ties, things like that. The washing machine, feet for the mount. I got an extra polar scope cover and stuff, power cord. So anything mount related goes in here. So I will lay the AVX mount in here and move this aside so it's laying on there. And then I'll place this other pillow that I've got on top of that. So the mount and everything is under the pillow. And then what I do is I kind of keep this together. So I'll remove my OTA out of the rings, and I've kind of got my dovetail and my powered 4-port USB, quick tied on there, my mount guide scope on the rail, and I'll take this whole thing off and I'll just lay that right on top of the pillow there, and it fits perfectly. So I've got my cables, and I've got the little flexible tubing that's great for keeping all the cables together. They don't get tangled up, and I just lay it right on top of that, and then the lid goes on there, and boom, it's something that it's easily can get can pick up and move with that. The counterweight's 11 pounds. This is probably close to 11 pounds and everything. So, it's easily under 30 pounds. So it's not that heavy to move around. Or if you've got a little dolly, you can put it under there and move it around. But that's what I've got on that, and that works fantastic with that for the AVX mount and all that stuff. Now this is for the 6 SE that I've had for maybe about 4 years, and I got this tub at Wally World also. I think it's like a Sterilite brand, but once again, this thing was under 20 bucks easily with that. And since I bought it new, I did keep the foam here, right? So there is my OTA. Now it doesn't have the arm and the base, the mount, the azimuth mount, because I had to send it to Celestron to get repaired because my motor controller board went out, and so I sent it to them. They've got it fixed and they're mailing it back, but that'll go on and it fits in that slot. So when you have one of these and you keep the foam, it's the best protection you can get, and you had to get one that was kind of big enough to fit in there. But you can see it easily fits in there with plenty of room on both sides. I've got my solar filter, I've got my little dew shield, I keep other stuff in there. And actually, I have it set up over there. There's the mount, the tripod for the mount, and that actually will fold up and fit up on top of that. So I can get everything for the 6 SE and everything in there and be able to put that on and pick that up and carry that also. So that keeps that OTA and mount and everything together with that. So, those are kind of the big items. That one, OTA, everything in there, because that's just kind of a grab and go. Alt Az mount. This one here is just for the AVX and everything. The tripod for the AVX, I got off of Amazon, one of these little kind of long bags, right? So one of these zipper bags that opens up so I can put my mount in there and zip it up. And it's got handles, it's perfect length. And that's what I use for the tripod legs for the AVX with that. So everything AVX related goes into 2 containers with that. And of course, this here, when I store them, I can just stack it on top of that one, and it works great with that. So my refractor that I bought from Skywatcher is, and it came in this case here. So this EvoStar 80 ED, it's a doublet with ED glass. It comes with a case with the scope. So I've got something to carry my OTA in. So the OTA goes in here, my diagonal. It came with a couple of eyepieces and some other stuff in there, but this is what I keep in there. So when I break down, goes right in there. It's all foamed. This is good. I'm glad I found this particular scope came with a case. So that was another, plus on these scopes that come with the case, instead of trying to find a case, or if they sell one separate from the purchase of the OTA. But the case and the OTA was all came together in one price. So I have my OTA is in that, and then you always have another bucket. So this is good. I got this at Walmart also. This turned out good also. So you just need sometimes just a container that just keeps other stuff in there. So I got this knee pad. These are great garden knee pads for my Dob. So when you're looking through the finder scope on a Dob, and I've got a 45, but before I had a straight through, you put this on the ground, and that way you can knee on it and not kill your knees or get them wet. Got this other little container that contains, my dew heater. So I got a dew heater control that I made, some plugs for my little talent cells, batteries, and stuff is in here. Right, so, and my dew heater bands for my 6-inch SE and for my refractor in there. So just kind of keep things together that are the same operation. And then you always need some towels. So if you microfiber, wipe and do or whatever. So I got another dew controller, 1000 Oaks that I bought. There's my talent cells. So those are great. So like on the 6SE, all I need is one to run the mount. So I have one of these and I put Velcro on it, and I've got Velcro on the arm so I can stick it on there and put a short little cable from here to the mount, and I don't have to worry about cord wrap or anything. So these are great. You know, finder scope for the Dob, paper towels, some extra lights, that's another little solar, white light solar filter. But that's, you know, that's great to get one in a decent size that you can just throw kind of miscellaneous stuff in. And then I have this here I bought. So this is my Star Party bucket. So whenever I go to a Star Party, it's my good old Harbor Freight bucket, but you can get, you know, Lowe's sells them in Home Depot. But this just has just other little smaller miscellaneous stuff in here. So I got like batteries, blue painter's tape works good. Never know when you'll need that. I've got my Thor's hammer. I got this at Lowe's. So I got me a Thor's hammer here to drive stakes for setting up a tent or my canopy. If the ground is, you know, hard, and they'll go through, good old Thor's hammer comes through on driving those into the ground. But, you know, all sorts of stuff, extension cord. This is something else I picked up. These are fantastic. So they're short little extension cords with the plugs. And I got these, so like I got a little power strip on my AVX. And you know how you have those little power cords and they have the brick on the end of them where you plug them in? And excuse me. You plug them in and they take up like 2 slots because they're so big, so they'll cover up the power jack that you're plugging into plus the one that's adjacent to it. Well, all you need is one of these. So you'll just plug this into your power strip, and then you have these little short, you know, tails, ponytails. Then you can plug your brick into that in, and you only use one. So you can utilize more of your power strip with those. So I got those off of Amazon. You can search for it and find it, but always have a little bucket of stuff. And then, of course, I've got the Harbor Freight Apache cases, right? So I've got this case here contains most of my eyepieces. So I'll show you those. So this one here is the 3800. I can't remember how much. I think I got them when there was like a coupon they send, you know, via email. So I got like $10 off. So, you know, this is the eyepiece, the main one. So I got just one 2-inch of that little kind of low budget Orion. I think it's a 38 millimeter. Yeah, that little Q70 line. That one's okay for wide field. And I got I think that's 11 or 18. Yeah, 11 82 degree Explorer Scientific, excellent eyepiece. And just I got a Plossl Teleview 25 millimeter, great eyepiece, and then some other ones. But once again, that's for eyepieces. So those are better than those other brand that's super expensive. And then I got the larger one that I got. I think this is the 4800, so it's a beast. It's like a small suitcase, and I have it cut for my guide scope and my ZWO, you know, guide camera in there. But I usually don't put the guide scope in here. I'll leave it in there and put it in my case with my mount. But these are great. They work well. They don't leak. They don't break. They're pretty sturdy. And eyepieces. Then this was something that I'd started with at the beginning. So I went over to Academy sporting goods, picked up a big tackle box. So that's what I've got. And so I got the one with 3 trays that fold out. So as you can see, you know, lots of flashlights. I even have a small little bubble level, whatever you need that's small in here, an intervalometer, tools, markers, laser pointer, some batteries, compass for finding north. Then I got another bigger compass. I like this one. This works great on my AVX mount. It has a hole, it fits right in, so you're able to level your mount well. And then down in here, you know, some diagonals for my Celestron focal reducer, batteries, adapters, you know, headlamps. So tackle boxes are great to keep stuff in that you want to kind of keep somewhat organized. And then I have these that I got at Harbor Freight also. So these are kind of like little small cases with that. So this one says power cables. So in here I'll keep, you know, power cables. So chargers, 12 volt adapters, some of those little short, you know, ponytails, remote cables in there. So I have one for that. So these are lightweight and stackable. Then I have one that I'll keep, you know, astrophotography gear. So I have my filter wheel, right? So I keep a 1 1/4 inch filter wheel in there, some adapters, batting off mask for my refractor. Keep that in there. So anything related to astrophotography, I keep in there. It's all together, easy to find. And then this one here, computer cables, right? So these are gonna be like USB, right? So USB cords, extensions, USB to USB-C, like that. It just makes it easier. Got these little tiny hubs, which I got on Amazon, which work great, but they were attached to the computer and I had too many cords coming to my laptop. So that's why I switched to a power USB hub on the mount. And so I only have one, you know, one USB cable that goes to the computer. Works out great. Everything else just stays up on the mount with that. But once again, these are, I got these at Harbor Freight and they work great. And so camera, so that's a DSLR, a Nikon D7100. Used that for 4 years, but I ordered the ZWO ASI 533 camera, so that's on back order, but that's going to be my new imaging camera. But I still do visual because I love visual and I love looking at objects through the eyepiece and experience them firsthand in real time with that. So still do quite a bit of visual with that, but there you go. And of course, got me a labeler. So labelers come in handy, obviously, to label stuff. So that's how I got, you know, everything labeled, and those work great. So you can kind of label your equipment with that. But that is how I kind of pack up and store my equipment, or in these nice boxes. So, you know, whenever I'm going to go to a star party for a week, you know, I'll decide like, okay, I want to take my AVX and I'm going to take my Skywatcher refractor, and I'm also going to take my Skywatcher, you know, Dob, so that I can look through my Dob while my refractor is imaging. So kind of everything is packed up, and I know I need to take this, I need to take this, and take the bag, take this, you know, take these in my bucket and tackle box, you know, boom, I'm gone. My eyepiece cases, so makes it easy with it. So, you know, if you're just starting out, it may take you a little trial and error on to try to get a routine or find the containers that work best for you. That's my third tackle box. I had two other ones that were smaller. Kind of had them split up into stuff that was for my Celestron 6 SE, and then one for my stuff for my Dob. But it's like I'm carrying around two small tackle boxes, so that's why I went to a larger single. It's just one less thing to carry around. So you know, kind of the same thing with these and the bucket. So you know, you'll kind of find on how you need to organize your stuff and group it together, and you know, for trips or for storage, or if you're going to grab stuff and go out to, you know, for the night for the dark side or something, just for one night. I don't have an observatory here. I always have to take my stuff out, set it up in the driveway, you know, do my viewing, and then break it down and bring it back in the house and stuff. So yeah, so there we go. That's my system. It works for me now, but you know, things may change with that. But I do have, you know, three telescopes, and so you gotta, you know, plan accordingly on that. So there you go.